Honey, they started right off the bat with the drama. These couples are out. Let's just say, let's just get into it, shall we? 90 Day Fiancé, Season 12, Episode 1, In My Getting Married Era.
A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old auntie. It's time for auntie advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for auntie advice.
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. And here we are. Another year, another time under the sun to talk about a new 90 Day Fiancé. This is Season 12, Episode 1. In My Getting Married Era is the title of this episode. And these people could not be more different, but yet still remain the same. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Let's get into him, shall we? Where do we even start? Let's start with Marissa Edward. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. So, Marissa says she's 45. Where, Marissa? Where? The only difference between you and me is that I'm letting my gray come out. You, on the other hand, girl, now you know daggone you ain't no 45 years old. Marissa does not look 45. She look more 55. All up around on the cheeks, all up around on the eyebrows, all up around on the forehead, and all downtown to the neck. This woman says she's 45 years old. She looks like she has a wonderful life. She is the chief operating officer and executive vice president of Kleinfeld Bridal in New York City. As we all know, Kleinfeld has been featured on TLC. Say yes to the dress. And what they do is they help thousands of brides every year find their dream dress. I had a girlfriend, she went up to Kleinfeld's. I ain't get invited to the thing, but I knew they was going. But anyway, nevertheless, people spend thousands of dollars to not only travel to Kleinfeld's to get a dress and to say yes to it, but also they spend thousands of dollars on that yes dress. Okay? Yes, they do. She lives in a world seemingly of champagne appointments, luxury bridal gowns, and emotional yes to the dress moments. Even after all these years, hearing brides say yes still gets her emotional. She said, even if she's not in the room. And I'm wondering why the chief operating officer And the executive vice president of Kleinfields would even be in the shop. Could this possibly be for TV? Because why is she there? She needs to be sitting in an executive chair. Child, she walking back and forth, dilly dallying all around. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see where this going to go. Let's see where this going to go. She said that her own love has been complicated, right? We see Marissa, who's been divorced now for 6 years. She's raising two boys while, juggling her career. She said that love had taken a back seat until she took a girls trip to the DR. Child, why won't they leave these souvenirs? I mean, leave these excursions and these men's and stuff and these women's, leave them where they at, right there on the sand. But no, they got to bring them back with them, right? And she said that's where she met Edward. Edward is a little young hot thing for her. She said when she met him, everything changed. She said he's a handsome entertainment worker at the resort where she was staying, and she admitted she was initially drawn to his looks. And he is a nice looking guy, right? Especially, she said, his lips. Okay. And his body. But more than anything, she said he made her feel beautiful again in a way she had not felt in years, right? So at first, she never imagined the relationship would go anywhere serious, right? He was just a little fling on the resort, as they should be. She said that, being a powerful executive from New York and a hotel entertainment worker from Punta Cana did not exactly sound like a realistic long-term match, right? Because she's an exec and he's just an entertainer downtown at the DR hotel. She said years passed, like 3 years passed, and she said he had hit her up and was like, "Oh my God, I finally got in contact with you. Knick knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone." And so they kicked it off from there. So she had planned another trip to Punta Cana. She reached out to him through social media. And from there, she said everything just moved quickly for them. They spent 2 years in a long distance relationship. And she said, she was traveling to see him every 6 to 8 weeks while balancing motherhood and her demanding career. So she said eventually, Ed proposed to her. So Marissa joked that working in a bridal shop had made her numb to the typical bride experience, even though she says she still gets giggly and moved when they say yes to the dress. The two of those don't match, right? They are opposing. Child. She said, but her coworkers reminded her that she deserved to celebrate her own love story too. So slowly she started embracing being a bride herself. Child, she stood there in the daggone bridal shop and told her girlfriends or her coworkers, because how many of y'all know coworkers rarely become real girlfriends? She stood there and told them that he went and had, and he went to a doctor to be circumcised. All these years he had been living in the DR, he never got that done. Now, I ain't one to judge, right? So you ain't heard it from me. But Boo thinks should have been had this done. A trip in a life in America motivated him to do this. So, the coworker was like, you must have said something about it, girl. You came out your trick bag and said something. She said, no, I didn't say anything. This is what he decided to do. She said that, after the surgery, the thing had grew. I don't know what she's talking about. But she said, he messed up the stitching and had to go back and do a redo. So, she's hoping and he's hoping, the two of them are hoping that it's working. See, here's the thing though. A ring don't come along with a ring don't come along with a fling. See, this is where Marissa, in my opinion, got the game all twisted. Because just because you get a ring, it doesn't mean that you don't stay in this fling. Because I would have stayed in the fling, continued to enjoy, my little trips and stuff like that over there, and made it do what it do. And I'm just gonna go ahead on and be real with you. What goes on in the DR stays. It stays in the DR. Okay? It stays there. It don't come to America. And I start buying groceries for it and making sure the lights is turned on, the heat is on in the winter, and the air is on. The air is on in the summer. Like, it doesn't take Ubers. It doesn't do all of those things. It doesn't go shopping. It doesn't need a new pair of shoes. It don't need all of that. A ring don't mean a thing. It's just a fling. With her 50-some-year-old self, in my opinion, this woman ain't nowhere near 45. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Maybe she is. But honey, she came up on the rough side of the mountain. On the rough side of the mountain, in my humble opinion. I mean, and that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section. Because she ain't, no. She says that she is nervous about how much she will need to teach him and pay for him. Okay. He had never even flown on an airplane. He doesn't know anything. She said he's been Googling basic airport procedures because he has no experience traveling outside of his country. And so Marissa found this to be cute, but now she's talking about it's a little concerning that their life experiences were so different or are so different. You think? Then there was a conversation, right? Of course, that she had with her girlfriends, right? As funny as she thought that conversation was with her girlfriends about what is happening with her man, it's just certain things y'all know that you don't share with your girlfriends. Size, width, length, circumcision. You just don't share it. You don't know them women. As funny as she thought that those conversations were, she got bigger things that she's got to deal with. Because she talked about that she had far more stake in this relationship than Edward does. Her girlfriends in the shop was talking about she owned property, she's raised children, and she's built an entire life for herself. Then she needed, if she's going to marry him, and she just has to be married again after her, divorce from her husband, then she need a prenup. And she need to make it rock solid that he walk away with the same suitcase. See, I ain't trying to be mean, y'all. I'm just saying he just need to walk away with the same a prenup and the same suitcase he came up in that blickety flickety with. She made a comment about, her husband being protective over his sons. And she said, when a man has a son, he is more careful and all that kind of stuff. Why not with a daughter? Men should be as careful, if not more so, with a daughter. I don't know what she meant by that. I don't know if she really knew how that came off. But for me, it came off like, oh, so a man isn't concerned about his baby girl. It's just a man who has sons that's concerned. But I digress. I'm gonna move off of it. So her girlfriends was talking about how she owned all these properties and stuff like that. And that, they're worried about, Ed hitting the golden ticket by landing a successful American woman. She herself is struggling with the imbalance between their realities with each other, right? While she dealt with mortgages, parenting, and career pressure, his complaints sometimes feel minor in comparison. So that means that she does not see him on equal footing, and maybe he's not economically, but as a human being, as a person, his feelings and how he feels about things, the things that he deals with on his level, are just as important as hers are. And so we already see, right, that there's an imbalance between them, which is not going to be a good thing, because either she's going to turn into a mother or she's going to turn into a nanny. Now, we don't know which one she's going to be for him, but this already shows that there is an imbalance in the relationship between the two of them. And I'm quite concerned about it, because if she's going to bring him over here to give her satisfaction, y'all know what I'm talking about without me coming out and saying it, does she need to be, pulling up a little bit of bread for it? Like, I mean, it is what it is. Isn't this what older men do when they have younger women? She need to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's my opinion about the damn thing, right? She's worried about how he's going to fit in her family dynamic. Well, they're not even like the same age. They're not even thinking the same way. She's already admitted that, the boy don't know nothing, right? He's googling, how to get on an airplane, how to maneuver through the airport. So, like, what in the world are we doing here? She has to understand that she is basically bringing what do they call them, child? What do they call them? An exchange student. She's going to have to teach him everything. She's bringing over basically an exchange student. Or is she bringing over somebody she think is going to nanny her boys? Is this why she's so concerned about how the husband, or the ex-husband, is going to feel about this, Mr. Michael? So after years of difficult emotions following the divorce, Marissa and Michael had finally started developing, according to her, a healthy co-parenting relationship. And she never brought another man into the arrangement before. But she warned Edward, not her husband, repeatedly not to react aggressively if Michael became territorial or emotional over his sons. Girl, you're talking about two men. You cannot dictate or referee that. This is a conversation that she should have had with Michael, and then had a conversation with that, with Edward, and then brought the two of them together. But no, she wants the two of them, two men who don't know each other, to sit down and have a conversation about this. This is just not going to work. But Marissa's not entirely even convinced that Edward even paid any attention to him. Well, you don't pay any attention to him, according to him. But anyway, I digress. By the time Edward prepared to leave for the DR, her excitement was mixed heavily, right, with full on anxiety. So what she has started, downtown at a vacation in the DR, of a vacation romance, is now about to become real in the New York streets. And while she wanted love, she also knew that if this relationship brought more stress and unhappiness than peace, she would eventually have to make a difficult decision on whether the marriage could survive. First of all, she shouldn't have brought him here. I think that this relationship is doomed. Y'all let me know down in the comment section on what y'all think about this. I am not going to be splitting this video. This is going to be a long video, so please stay with me. Even in the replay, y'all stay with me, okay? Let's go to the next couple, because this right here. This is just, I don't know if this is the right goddamn climate in the United States for this couple right here. I just don't know. Like, this is already controversial. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but this ain't the right. Hey, members. Hey, sugar. Hold on, y'all. Give me a little break real quick. Hello there, Phoenix. Hey there, sugar. Uh Hey, Simply Sabrina. Hey, Yazelle. Hello there, Phoenix Rising. Hey, Pamela Cleveland. Hi, Naya. You've been gone for a while, boo. Welcome back, boo. Let's see who else is in the chat. Hey, Gamma Marty. Hey, boo. I'm going up, y'all. Okay, let me come back down. Oh, hey there, Nathan. Auntie, I got the side eye on this couple. This couple scares me. What couple? Which one? The previous one? Hey, Nathan. Hey, Linda. Hey, boo. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I wanted to stop and just say hey to everybody. Mallory is 29 years old from Alabama, who proudly describes herself as a basic white bitch. With a wild side. She comes from Athens, Alabama, a deeply southern town she admitted was a little bit redneck. Mallory loves partying, traveling, and doing crazy with her friends. Her energy is carefree, and then she decides to go on a trip to Greece with her girlfriends. And that's when she met Rush, as she calls him. I don't know about these girlfriend trips, but child, why can't these women go over there, have a good time, let it be what it is there instead of bringing this? Her fiance is a captain from Greece. He first noticed her through social media after their brief encounter. So at the time, Mallory had absolutely no intention of turning their hookup into anything serious. She fully expected him to become just another piece of she got on vacation. In fact, after she met him, he braided her hair. Now you know. While they hung out. And she openly admitted she initially thought of him as nothing more than just a one night stand. But then she said that Rush fell hard fast. Well, just because Rush fell hard fast don't mean you got to be hot in that. Okay. And return it back. You see him one time and that's it. Y'all know how you do on them girl trips. But she continued the relationship after she returned to America, eventually growing into something much deeper than what she had thought that she was going to do with this one night stand. When Rush proposed, he became emotional and cried while telling Mallory how much he loved her. She realized that their relationship had evolved far beyond a vacation fling. As a matter of fact, he had already discussed that they swipe right, one swipe right, the other one swipe right. Whatever you swipe, and they matched. Now Rush is moving to America, child, off of a fling. Child, he is moving to America after 6 months. It only took Rush 6 months to start packing his bag and leaving his little captain job. But he takes her out on a I can't remember what you call that on the boat. Honey, like the Titanic. The only thing they do was drown and crash and burn. But let's see if they crash and burn when they get here. Now Mallory then went all the way out there to go get her man. She said she wanted to make sure, honey, ain't nothing stopped this mofo from coming over here. So she went to go pick him up. But she's terrified about how he's going to be accepted in Alabama. Why, y'all? Because of the culture. She went on to tell us that the Alabama culture could be very conservative. And that some of her friends openly supported deportations. I said, I know you. I know you lying. And she said they held strong opinions about foreigners. But she want him to stay optimistic. But he admitted that he is nervous about leaving behind his entire life for this foolishness downtown to the Alabama streets. He was sitting up on the boat crying. Let me tell you something. This is going to be a problem. I know I'm going to have to learn. We're talking about this couple to bridle my tongue, to calm down. I'ma really have to bring myself in, inhale and exhale on this book right here. Because we know what she was saying without her saying it. Does she really know him, or is she setting him up? Is he walking into a trap? She's going to have the audacity to come out of her mouth and say she doesn't believe that he's convinced what he is fully convinced. I'm convinced or fully understands what he's walking into. Then it's your job to make sure he know fully what the he walking into. Because let me tell you something, if you ain't solving the problem, you part of it. And I'm telling you right now, I'ma have to bridle my tongue and make sure that I don't say the wrong thing. But this gonna be a test for me, because I don't know why she feels like she doesn't need to take any responsibility on what he understands and how clearly he understands that. She's worried about whether he would hate Alabama. struggled to find work, or feel isolated in a place so culturally different from his home. While she loves the idea of them being together, she also knows that there's some real challenges once he bring his ass to America. And we're going to see whether or not she defends him, whether or not she lets the stuff just go on. I'm just saying, I am very curious to see how she carried this with him. He had on her little cowboy hat and trying to be romantical. My little nephew said that. Romantical. We gonna see how this go. But I'm scared for him. I mean, I am scared for him. Because ain't nobody gonna save him but himself. Because I don't know. Is she walking him into something that she knows is that toxic? Do she really love? Asia got on my whole entire black nerve. I'm talking about the black nerve. I'm talking about my whole black nerve. This church fool la la that they was doing on this television, on Beyonce's internet, I was so embarrassed. I go to church, non-denominational. I believe in speaking in tongue as God gives utterance. I believe in a whole Bible like them. But that crap that they was doing up in that church, I don't know how Bible that was. That was some straight foolishness up in there with that girl. Girl, she sounded like she was at an auction. She's 38 years old. And she's still talking about what Jesus going to do. She's still talking about Jesus spoke to her when she was 12 years old. You get the out of here with this boy. I'm trying to keep it professional. She's from Alabama, and lives a life deeply rooted in the Pentecostal faith. Her church services was off the chain. They was emotional, passionate, and centered heavily around spiritual gifts, prophecy, and speaking in tongues and laying on of hands, shouting, people falling downtown to the ground. Asia believed wholeheartedly that God communicated with her. Was it a Justin Bieber song? What song? Who was it? Directly with her and been guiding her since her daggone childhood. She said that when she was 16 years old, that she prayed and said, God, where my husband? Is he over here? Or is he over here? Where, oh, where thou, God, where is my husband? And God spoke to her. She said, not in an audible voice, but deep down in her nose. He's not near. Well, what the? Lord, forgive me. Jesus, forgive me. Heavenly Father, forgive me. But when he said he's not near, then how far is he? mean no harm, but how far is thou? So you decide to go and take yourself to Nigeria off a whim and a wing and a prayer. You right about that, Phoenix. Phoenix said he's not near. That could be in the next state over, not an entirely different continent. See, here's the thing about it. I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but let me just go ahead on and bring up a reminder. Pamela, who's part of our membership and has been with Aunties Advice just about from day A, she's a queen. She got her a king. She's a queen. That don't happen for everybody. She was smart enough to vet him, knew who he was. She was mature enough to get in a relationship with the man that she was able to find out all the news and everything on him. So she's happily married to a king in Ghana. While she was standing in the store, like I said, when she was 12, she suddenly heard an inner voice that told her what the next song would be that would play on the radio. And moments later, it happened exactly as predicted. She believed, based on this experiment, that God was speaking to her personally about a song. For years, her one prayer consumed her heart more than any other. She desperately wanted a husband. Let me tell you something. When you desperately want something and you speaking out your mouth, there's two people that listen to you: the devil and God. The desperation and to keep asking over and over and over and casting your pearls and sit down. You don't have to jump through hoops for God to bring you what's yours. I don't care if it's a car, a promotion on your job. All you got to do is be faithful and do what you're supposed to do and trust God. You ain't got to keep making, going and keep building the same altar all every day and questioning and asking God. If you question it, then you don't have no faith. Oh, ye of little faith. But it's all right, because if you got the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move a whole mountain. But when you keep putting the same petition before somebody over and over and over and over, there's two voices in the land that's listening. She been questioning God. She's 28 years old now, and she been questioning God about her husband since she was 16. Do the math. She questioned God about why her future husband has not appeared yet. Because maybe it's just not purpose, boo. Maybe he was there, but you ain't see him. I don't know. But according to Asia, God finally gave her a sign and told her to take her black. In December of 2023, she had said a message appeared across her screen saying, "Here comes the bride." Y'all, hold on, God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, girl. It's the trick of the enemy, girl. If a message come up on my computer that says here comes the bride, I'm doing a virus check, bitch. I'm something. This is a scam, or some type of virus is trying to attack my computer. I'm rebooting. I'm hitting my Nortons. I'm doing all kinds of. I bet not get no daggone message that pop up on my computer screen. Talking about here comes the bride. That's a virus. It's a computer virus. Somebody trying to attack my bank accounts. But no, because she's so desperate and she want what she want instead of wanting what God want for her. She gonna sit up there and say in February she felt that God was telling her to get ready. Child, by March, she believed God had revealed that her future husband was not nearby, but pushing her to expand her dating search internationally because she done got woe out in her neighborhood. She done got woe out in here in the United States. So God said, you know what? I got to send you all the way out to Nigeria. Within 2 weeks of looking abroad, she matched with Maxwell, a 28-year-old man from Nigeria. And she instantly became captivated by him. I can't even look at y'all. But the thing that really got her was its nose. I ain't never heard nobody fall in love with a nose. And she said it's just so adorable. But beyond his appearance, she believed that Maxwell was spiritually designed specifically for her. They shared similar values, they loved business, and they prioritized their family. So to Aisha, Maxwell was not random luck, but he was literally sent from God. So even Asia admitted she understood why outsiders were skeptical. Downtown, round town to the church. She'd have said if someone had told her years earlier when she was praying when she was 16 that they were dating a man from Nigeria, she probably would assume the same thing, that they're being scammed. But she is determined to prove to the church and everybody that love her that the relationship is real. So guess what she did? Booked a daggone flight out to Nigeria. She booked a flight out to Nigeria. And during his trip, he said everything he was supposed to say. He did everything he was supposed to do. And then she sat up there with the best friend who connected to his friend. His name is Silas. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I'm not lying. This is what happened on this show. And the two couples began spending time together. The trip became just unforgettable. Then one night in Lagos, isn't that where Michael from? Maxwell secretly prepared a proposal. While they was having dinner together, their food came and it was covered. And she was like, why the food cover? And she assumed that the staff had simply was trying to keep the meals warm. But instead, he lifted the cover and proposed marriage. And she believed every prophecy that she had received had finally come true. No matter what anyone said about Nigerian scams, she said, that ain't me. I'm exempt from being scammed by a Nigerian. I'm exempt. Yes, other people been scammed. Not me though. Because I operate in the prophetic and I got so many gifts, child, that I don't know what to do. We all giving gifts. But what's your talent? Anyway, don't even start preaching, Auntie, because you can preach that. She says she know 100% that Maxwell is her husband and that God intended this all along. So now Maxwell and Silas, they go down there preparing to get their visas interviewed so they could come to America together, while people around Asia continue warning her that this daggone man might not be as genuine as she thinks. She refused to doubt her faith in her mind, but she said in her mind, if God brought Maxwell into her life, then nothing could possibly go wrong, not knowing that she praying to two different people. So, no, we're not praying to two different people, but two different people are listening. So this mofo goes down. Am I being good, y'all? This mofo goes down to the embassy. She tell him get his together, him and this dude. He go up in the joint, right? He applied for his K1 visa. They granted to him. He goes upside and they hook him in the throat like the man on the Apollo. What was the Sandman? They hook him by the neck and bring his back up in there and said, you know what? Give me that sheet of paper that I just gave you. Get here. Get it back. They snatched it out of his hand so daggone quick he got a paper cut. Then after he got the paper cut, they told him, so nah, you banned from the United States. You can't even go. This is fraud. You and Silas. What makes them think that this did not look suspicious in every way? Her and her girlfriend fly from the United States to meet with these two men, and then days afterwards they get married. She had a big sign on her head. Y'all tell me downtown in the chat, what sign did she have on her head? Girl, they saw you coming. So they at the embassy now. I don't know when the paperwork was filed, completed, the interview and all that. I think it was dated 2025. It was a ban on them bitches. Oh my God. I'm trying to tell y'all, I had secondhand embarrassment. Just secondhand, like I don't know what. I felt like it was somebody I knew. He calls on the phone. He telling her what's going on. She like, no. Honey, she get the praying. Mama say, Mama say, Mama kusan. Mama say, Mama say, Mama kusan. Mama say, Mama say, Mama kusan. Mama say, Mama say, Mama. Everybody, go back in there. He go back in there. They say, okay, well, we're gonna lift the ban, but we ain't honor no K1 visa. She gonna have to come over there. She gonna have to come over here, and y'all gonna have to get married while she over here. When I tell y'all that I was sick of her, and I'm sick of him too. When I tell y'all that these couples are challenged, these couples are challenged. So, child, we got Shay, Shy, and Annabelle. He 54 years old realtor in Kentucky who fully embraces a loud age, carefree lifestyle filled with parties, drinking, late trips, and flirting with women, and he is 54 years old. His personality is bigger than life. So I'm sure when he walks up in the room, he commands attention. But he's a foolish old man, in my opinion. His own friends admitted women are naturally drawn to him. Hey, boo! He got this fiance by the name of Annabelle, who's also 54, and she lives in the Philippines. Their relationship began because his friend Greg, who spends 6 months in the Philippines and 6 months in the US, has a wife over there that he goes and stays with for six, introduced them. He believed that the two of them, right, would be a good match, so he introduced them over a video call. So during the first conversation, he was asking her whether or not she knew English and stuff, and she wasn't speaking it. So he told his little friend Greg, he was like, she don't even speak English. And she was like, just kidding. Annabelle barely spoke English, but after that initial call, they began talking every single night. Houseway. So eventually, after nearly a year of daily conversations, he traveled to the Philippines to meet her in person, child. And the very first night changed everything. Exhausted. He was right. He says that he was exhausted from traveling. So he planned to shower before dinner, right? And so he said, but while he was in the shower, Annabelle went and got butterball, climbed into the shower with him, and he said began scrubbing his body, and said she cleaned places he didn't even know existed. I bet she did. I bet she did. And in an act of worship, after she finished, she trimmed his toenails. Oh, nasty bitch. I mean, oh, nasty. So after a year, this is what he got. And so basically, he proposed to a couple of days later. Now, mind you, this mofo got two ex-wives. One he was only married to, Miss Nicole, for 4 months. He got 3 older children by his first wife, right? A son and 2 daughters, I think. And he got one of the children by the other wife. Annabelle she's moving to America. And his friends questioned whether or not he was truly willing to give up his wild lifestyle for marriage. He admitted he's still partying. Partying, drinking, hoeing, and doing all kinds of stuff. And he don't tell Annabelle nothing because what she don't know won't hurt her, and what goes on in Vegas stay in Vegas. He said people be downtown and the people be sitting up there talking and everything. Child, he said some stories he believed would be better left unsaid because they only want to create unnecessary drama because they want to go downtown to the Facebook and talk about them. They want to say what's going on. Meanwhile, her family dynamic was already his family dynamic is already complicated because he, like I said, he been divorced twice. He remained unusually close with his children, especially his daughter Allison, who he got living next door to him and take care of her kids and everything else in his life. They spend all their time together, drinking, socializing, and hanging out. And Allison openly worried Annabelle would feel like a third wheel once she arrived because that's how much she be up underneath her daddy. And so he insisted that Annabelle was simply join in on family activities, but Allison, right, fit boundaries would become a major issue. She made it very clear that she considered herself her father's priority and hoped that Annabelle would get a line. But look, if it couldn't have been no messier, his ex-wife, Nicole, showed up at the house. She knocking on his doors. Y'all know I'm gonna have to split these videos up, right? We'll have to split these videos up because we already going to in an hour. So I suggest if you doing something around the house, you driving in your car, you listen to the whole thing. But honey, let me tell you, this a hard mess because Nicole done knocked up on the door, and according to the family, Nicole has a reputation for stirring the pot, honey, whenever she comes to town. And he admitted he had not been completely honest with Annabelle about everything involving Nicole. And now he's worried that Nicole might expose the secrets. No, he's worried when Nicole's going to expose the secrets. Because Nicole done came and already served him his daggone pie. Honey, let me tell you. She done already served him his subpoena. She done already. She opened up that daggone door. When he opened that door, Nicole was like, bitch, I knew I was coming. The daughter standing in the background like, he was only married to Nicole 4 months. And in that time period, he got her pregnant and put her out. He got her pregnant and put her out. They was only with the baby. Nicole said, is the rumors true? So is the Facebook rumors true? Is Annabelle coming? He was like, yeah, they true. I mean, yeah, it's true. She was like, so I'm gonna talk to her ass, right? Me and her gonna have a conversation. Cause I was in the bed sleeping with you when you was talking to her. Did you tell her that? I got a whole lot of stuff that I need to tell Annabelle when she get up over here. He trying to backpedal, trying to get her to calm. She said, no, I'm going to tell her what's going on. Honey, let me tell you something. If I don't take nobody out and do a separate video, it's going to be them. Because, honey, when I tell you that I was hollering, Nicole said, I'm going to stir the pot and serve the tea too. She said, I am going to serve it too. Now, honey, let me tell you something right now. I ain't never seen nobody with Katie is straight up freak. In my humble opinion, she a freak. And I don't know whether or not it's alcohol or OCD, but it sure look like alcohol to me. Y'all let me know whether or not y'all believe she just a old nasty drunk. And when she get drunk, she wanna. Ain't no OCD. That girl boxes had stuff thrown in it. People that got OCD, they want this to be clean and all of that stuff. And they Auntie, stay focused. You've been doing good. You've been doing so good, Auntie. You gotta stay calm. Katie is a 26-year-old from Portland, Oregon. She has spent the last 3 years homeless and living a carefree, nomadic lifestyle. She's traveled the world through a pet sitting program, bouncing from country to country whenever she becomes bored with the routine. Katie openly admitted she was impulsive and constantly searching for excitement and someone she could kiss for 4 minutes. While sitting, pet sitting that is, in the UK, she casually started swiping on Tinder. And when they say casually, they mean at first she was like that. Now she's like this, like that, like this, and like this, like that, like this, and like this, on Tinder. It started like that, a innocent, swipish. But after a while, it became, okay. She ended up in one of those pause breaks, matching with Dave. And Dave invited her to hang out with his friends, which led Katie into a wild night involving tequila shots and making out with everybody in the club. I mean, with Dave's friend, and then she tried it with Josh. Baby, I don't know. I hate to doubt what you say that the doctor said, but this seems like an alcohol problem to me. It's just giving 2 shots in a cot. It's giving tequila and vodka being mixed. It's giving Boilermakers. It's giving you need to just back up from the bar. This is what it's giving. Because Dave invited her to hang out with his friends, which led to Katie into a wild night involving all kinds. She eventually met Josh. She's openly admitted that she has made out with several of Josh's friends. But why would George think it was different when she had went to the club to meet with Dave? She ended up making out with Dave, making out with Dave's friend. She asked George, who happened to be there that night, if he wanted to make out. And he was like, hell no. Why would I make out with you? And you didn't already set up here and made out with all my friends. So she was like, oh, okay, well, damn. So I guess the dudes left her because she ended up leaving out the club. And she said it was this weird guy that was sitting outside, right? And he was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. So she had, told Josh, can you walk me home? So Josh was walking her home and everything. And I don't know if she was like, real drunk. She drunk. I don't know what kind of drunk where she was on a drunk meter. But, he ended up, slobbing her down and everything. And then, something happened, child, and she ended up running. She said that she was making out so hard at this bar that she even tried to kiss somebody else who already had a girlfriend. They just was like, she just sloppy. She ran when he went to urinate in the bush. They all was drunk. Despite that chaotic beginning, her and Josh developed a relationship on a drunk night into a serious relationship. How long they think this gonna last? George later flew to Milan to meet with Katie during another pet sitting trip. And from there, they continued building a connection. Katie loved that George did not judge her quirks. Yes, he did. She said, especially her OCD, while George appreciated Katie's adventurous personality despite being far more reserved himself. Eventually, George proposed to her during a sunset in Turkey, secretly recording the proposal while pretending to take photos. Katie described him as one of the few people who truly understood her. We're going to find out whether he understood her or not, because I got a feeling he ain't understand. But beneath the romance was serious issues threatening their future. Katie admitted she had recently, while in a relationship with George, engaged, bitch, took a ring, that she kissed three other people while she was drunk. Y'all see why I'm saying I think this is an alcohol problem? I'm not saying the girl ain't got OCD. I'm just saying I think that this is alcohol induced behavior. Is she on medicine for her OCD? What is she taking for OCD that's conflicting with the alcohol she's consuming? She came back in town with her friends and she was running and they run straight to the bar. I see. I see. Auntie, you can't make this up. They out running and they runs to the bar. She explained that her OCD and impulsive behavior often make her crave attention and affection, especially when drinking. So, Katie, this the problem. It's the drinking, boo, for me. Although she always confessed everything to Josh afterward, he warned her he could not marry her if her behavior continued. It's going to continue because Katie is at home doing the most. It's with the leases. She also struggled heavily with organization and responsibility because of her OCD. She said she became obsessed with tiny details while neglecting major life tasks like getting a house, a place for her and Josh to stay in. We got her down. Oh my God. Child, we got her downtown at the storage unit. Talk about I got a twin bed. It got stains and all on it, right? But they my stains. So I said, TLC know how to pick them. They know. So Jaws preparing to move to America. Katie promised that she was going to get a daggone apartment before he arrived. But by the time his flight landed, she had still not even handled anything because she said she got OCD. But when I'm telling y'all, when I looked at her boxes, I said, bitch, that's not OCD. She said she concentrates on menial things instead of getting an apartment. And then she started acting goofy and, in my opinion, cosplaying OCD by unlocking her door a couple of times and checking. I said, bitch, you know, I said, in my opinion, we look like we cosplaying on this because your boxes in your storage unit is saying something totally different. You ain't concentrating on nothing minor, major, or girl, stop. Her apartment search, she said, spiraled into chaos. She admitted she often procrastinated or became overwhelmed, checking things repeatedly. How about that storage? car locks, stove burners, and even her teeth. While more important responsibilities, like getting a place for her and Josh to stay in, fell down through the wayside. Although she eventually signed a lease, she had not even seen the apartment in person yet. And she blowing smoke up his butt to tell him that they got a place. She says she checks her teeth constantly to make sure. Y'all hear that, Fox? Ooh, that thing's scary. Ooh, the screams just be scary. So, the Fox made me forget what I was saying. So she ain't seen the apartment. She ain't never get one. But she know where them bars and them girls in that liquor store is. So she said that she checks her teeth to make sure she don't have a chip in them. And they the same size. She obsesses over that. She got to keep hitting the car locks and making sure that the stove is off. But if she's taking medicine for it, she shouldn't be drinking. Katie, at the same time all this other stuff is going on, is worried about her sex life becoming dull with him. She feels like Josh avoids conversation about intimacy, even though she wants to have the intimate conversations on a public subway. She wants to have these conversations on a public subway. And they're going to accuse him of being reserved and having a British personality, while she is extremely open about, yeah, she's open like 7-Eleven, 24 hours a day. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's just a joke. She hoped reuniting in person will reignite their connection. But she fears that once Josh experiences her disorganized lifestyle and emotional chaos full time, his patience might run out. She gets herself together and get her a flag and all of that kind of stuff to go and meet Josh downtown to the airport. She's making these little, I don't know what that she was making, that was blue and pink, and this team doing too much. She gets to the airport to meet Josh, and she wants to kiss Josh for 4 minutes. She wants to kiss him for 4 minutes. He like, what is it with her and the number 4? Who wants to kiss somebody unless you passionately, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go there. We know, y'all know what I'm saying. For 4 minutes, he like, damn, I ain't even got off the airport yet. Y'all, what's wrong with the girl? Is this OCD or something else? I've never said, well, hi, baby, let's kiss for 2 minutes. What kind of What kind of foo and la la is that? What is that? Is that OCD or is that something else? I swear to God, this girl is going to rock our worlds this season. And I promise you, y'all, I promise y'all that I'm going to try to be on my best. And I mean, when I say my bestest behavior. This will be the only night where I will be doing it as one part, but we still have a couple of other people we need to meet. We need to meet Thomas and Paula and Debbie and Mido. 90 Day Fiance is where this originally started. All the spin-offs you see are what came out of 90 Day Fiance. So we back to OG time. But these people ain't got nothing on the original cast. But they do seem very, very interesting. Y'all let me know downtown in the comments section what y'all think about this episode. Hey, look, thanks for hanging around. Thank you for giving me the time. Like I said, if you cooking, this is a perfect video. If you cooking, if you driving, if you on public transportation, put your headphones on and get on into this review. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here, each and every one of you. Thank you for everybody who subscribed. Thank you for everybody who got hype um um laugh to hype the video. Just thank you so much for being here, because without you there would be no me. I love y'all, and y'all be safe until we meet again. Okay, I need y'all to be safe on the sidewalk, in your house, and on public transportation, in your car, while you on the plane, while you on a cruise ship. I need y'all to be safe, and we will meet again. I love y'all. Bye, y'all.